What's going on with the car thefts?
It's definitely something like, I've never seen. It's been 15 years I've been in the business, and this is like unprecedented. And interestingly enough, like this week is the first time I'm really seeing it firsthand and trying to help people. Because there are some unique situations that have come across our desk that is like, you can't believe it's happening, So
What type of situation?
there's a number, Vince. I think so. We have some people that have had multiple vehicles stolen, and those people are now finding themselves in a position where the insurance company is not providing them any physical damage coverage. So the one
That's not good.
No, and these aren't cheap vehicles, right? So the one that came across our desk last week was 2022 Cadillac Escalade, no physical damage coverage on it, which on a number of levels, like violation of your lease agreement and things as such, because this particular family had two vehicles stolen. So they had an Escalade stolen and a pickup truck stolen. And insurance companies are saying, well, two thefts, we're not going to provide coverage. We don't have to provide coverage. So we've been trying to negotiate that. The best deal that we could find them was we got them coverage, but it was $10,000 deductible in each vehicle.
That's not good.
No. So these have impacts. Like I know people read the headlines, but this is impacting like every driver in Ontario. Another example shared with you before we got on was somebody called me to insure a Range Rover, like just your normal 2022 Range Rover. That historically has probably been in the $3,000 to $4,000 annual premium range. I quoted this guy today, $8,400 with a $10,000 deductible. Like I almost fell out of my chair.
So is the $10,000 deductible now the norm? It seems like it for these high priced vehicles.
Yeah. So what we're seeing, Vince, is so insurance companies they're all handling it differently. Okay. So some are enforcing like a 5% vehicle value deductible. So if you're driving a $400,000 automobile, the minimum deductible is $20,000. And that's for any vehicle over $100,000. So if it's a $200,000 vehicle, they're charging like a $10,000 deductible, and they're removing the credit. So it's not like you're getting the credit for carrying a $10,000 deductible.
So are these insurance companies reaching out to authorities and trying to press the government to do something about this? Or is it just, it's okay, we're always going to pass it on to the consumer? Like, what's going on?
Because we've had a lot, we've had a ton of car thefts. At our office, we do like a lot of the higher net worth stuff. So all those target vehicles are in our portfolio. And at the heyday, we were having like 1 to 2 thefts a week just in our office. Like my partner got a Suburban stolen right out of his driveway. Okay. So
this is very frequent.
Yeah, it's very frequent. But, the insurance companies turned to the manufacturers for some assistance, and the manufacturers basically just said, yeah, forget it. So, in many ways, I think if nothing's done about it, it just ends up falling on the consumer.
So like Tesla has open source patents, right? Nobody's stealing Teslas.
No.
Why wouldn't these manufacturers start incorporating this technology into their vehicles? Or is it just, you lose one, you got to buy another one.
Yeah,
you got to replace it. You almost got to wonder if there's a bit of,
it's interesting.
Do I really want to fix it? Or
it's interesting, especially with a lot of these vehicles having like the GPS tracking. Why can't they assist in that regard? But make no mistake, like it's fallen down to the consumer, and it's going to continue to fall down to the consumer. Like we're all going to end up paying. We're all going to end up paying for it. Like insurance goes through soft markets and hard markets. Hard markets is when rates really start to harden and get tough. And historically, for the last 10 years, we've probably been in a hard market, especially on the commercial line side of the business. In the personal line side of the business, it's been up and down. But, I can just tell you anecdotally from my day to day, there are more people calling me today about home and auto rates than the commercial side of the business.
Renewals are just going up.
And there's not much that you can do. It's a really, really tough spot. You just think about the year 2023 from just personal insurance. Wildfires and flooding like we've never seen, okay? On the coasts of the country, like the West Coast and Alberta, and then like wildfires in Nova Scotia. Sorry, I've never seen that before in my life. And we've got all these car thefts. So it's like the perfect recipe for rates to be be tight.
And what's the norm? What are homeowners and car owners seeing as far as rates year over year going up by?
So the way insurance companies handle their rate increases on auto is they need to pass through like they have to pass through like a rate increase request to FSRA.
Okay.
So they just can't like
That's the regulator.
Yeah. So they send that to the regulator, and then that's got to be approved. So like one of the companies passed 10 points through.
So
And
people
that's
are
the rate
going
increase.
to feel it,
Big time.
right?
And then that doesn't take into consideration like the underwriting impacts. So let's just deal with one insurance company because all the companies are doing it differently. One insurance company, if you have one of the targeted vehicles,
And they track this stuff.
they track it. So if it's targeted and you don't go out and purchase the tag anti-theft system, which is about $500, they'll surcharge your vehicle $500. So that's how one company is doing it. Another company is targeting all the target vehicles and all the target postal codes, sending the clients a letter saying, and if you want to continue with insurance, you've got to go get this installed.
Well, Rhonda, my wife,
Yeah.
she had she had to do that, but they paid for it.
Yeah, so that's a target postal code and a target vehicle.
Okay.
And now on the underwriting side, like we just shared that other example, if you don't have those anti-theft devices, people now they're starting not even to insure them. It's like
Oh,
a
boy.
prerequisite for coverage.